This video is about to show you how to make a gathered dress. You first of all get your material, your fabric, and spread out. You make sure you arrange your fabric in such a way that it won't be dancing. You straighten it up, make sure that it is set on the floor or on the table where you want to cut your fabric. With this, you have a very accurate measurement. First of all, I'll be cutting the back side, and I used 1.5 for my zipper allowance, which I measure from the beginning, from the top of the fabric down to the length of the gown, which I want my gown, the length of my gown to stop. So I measure 1.5 for my zipper allowance. After measuring 1.5, I draw a straight through from the beginning, joining the whole dotted line down to the last point. I'll try to use the pin, office pin, to pin it down just to have an accurate measurement and to avoid mistakes. So the second step here is to get my shoulder, which I use 7.5 for my shoulder. To draw the basic lines, this is my bust. I use 8. My bust now I use 8. My under bust I use 13.5, according to my own size. I use 17.5 for my half length. My hip now I use 9 for my hip 9, before going down to the full length of my gown. So after this, I have to extend the lines, the dotted lines, where I marked my basic body measurement. So my bust is 35 divided by 4, and I'll be having that 9. I add 2-inch allowance both for my sewing and for allowance. So for my round under bust I use 7.5. My round under bust is 13, so I'm using 7.5. Don't forget to add your allowance. So for my waist is 31. My waist is 31, so I'll be marking 7.8. And my hip is 39, including my 2-inch sewing allowance. So at this point I'm going to connect my armhole, like my shoulder down to my, just to grate my armhole, my shoulder down to my bust, then connect the whole line starting from my armhole down to my hip. So at this point I try to carve out the back shape, like the basic. As you can see, the dress is being set up I try to give it a very befitting shape, so I have to take 2" in just to give it a perfect shape. So at this point I have to cut it out carefully in order to avoid any tear or any mistake after adjusting your fabric. So right here we have to give it a notch to indicate where our zip is will be coming out from. So from there you can just measure your neck. I use 3, then down I use 2.5 because I actually wanted it to be a high neck but not a turtleneck, but the neck just needs to be high. Then I have to curve it out. As seen. So I will still give it a notch. So we have gotten our back part of this dress. This is the back part of it. So from this I'm going to fold another fabric, but this time around I'm going to subtract the 2" for the zipper allowance just to get my front, because I'm about to cut the front. So you subtract the 2", or if necessary, if possible, you just iron it out, and fold the 2" in just to get the perfect cutting for your front. So with this you just have to trace it out without including the 2" for your zipper allowance. As you can see, that is the neck. I'm cutting out the neck, the same measurement with that of the front, because I didn't actually need the front neck to go down. So just a simple placing. So at this point I used 10-inch. I measured 10-inch just for the gathers, because you have to make it long as you wish, as long as it will cover the round, the front and the back side of your dress. So I measured 10-inch long, and as long as 2.5, I used 2.5 yard just to make those gathers for the dress. So I'm cutting it out. The line just have to be straight to avoid any mistake. So as you can see, I've joined the shoulder, the arm, my hand. This is the inside. As you spread it out for you to see very well. Though I've not joined the two sides and the hand. So that is the zipper allowance, where I will insert my zip at the back, the 2-inch. The 2-inch I marked out earlier on, and that is the shoulder, the neck. And that is my gathers. The gathers I made from the 10-inch fabric that I cut out. So I'll take it to my machine. After adjoining it, the dress will come out as perfect and very sweet. So that is the gathers that I have done. You see how beautiful it is. You try as much as you can to make the gathers to be full. So try to like and subscribe my video. Thank you.